In the endless icy forest of Siberia, silence rules the land. Snow blankets everything in white, stretching farther than the eye can see. Here, nature speaks softly, and only the strongest learn how to listen. Here, where temperatures drop to an unimaginable -70. Breath turns to ice in seconds. Metal freezes. Wood cracks. Survival itself becomes a daily challenge. Lies a small wooden house, isolated, but full of life. A fragile shelter against an unforgiving world. Inside these walls, warmth, memory, and determination still live. This is the home of Samuel. A place built by hand, far from roads and cities. For him, this frozen land is not exile, it is freedom. For 20 years, Samuel has chosen life far from civilization. No neighbors. No noise. Only the forest, the cold, and himself. Sharing his world with bears and wolves. These are not enemies to him. They are simply neighbors in the wild. His days begin with a routine, simple, but essential. Every movement has purpose. Every habit is tied to survival. Every morning, he listens to the news on a radio he powered himself. A faint signal from a distant world. A reminder that life exists beyond the trees. Using batteries he crafted with his own hands. Ingenuity replaces convenience here. When nothing is given, everything must be built. But survival in Yakutia's winter is a daily battle. The cold never rests. And neither can he. To keep warm, he must heat his home constantly. One mistake. One cold night. And the consequences can be fatal. Every sunrise, he heads into the forest to collect wood. This is his morning commute. The forest is both workplace and lifeline. A task he repeats again and again, every single day. The sound of the axe echoes through the silence. Each strike buys him a few more hours of warmth. Because one day's warmth requires countless trips. In Yakutia, comfort is earned. And nothing comes easy. Samuel built this house himself, using logs from the forest. Every beam carries the mark of his hands. This home is not designed, it is earned. He insulated it with oakum, traditional Yakutian protection. Old knowledge passed down through generations. Simple, natural, and life-saving. Instead of glass, thin cellophane covers his windows. Fragile against the wind. Barely enough to hold the warmth inside. But it can't hold back the cold. The frost always finds a way in. And the fire must work harder to fight it. So the fire must never stop. Day or night. Sleep or waking hours. The flame is his heartbeat. Here, the air itself feels sharp enough to cut. Each breath burns the lungs. Nature shows no mercy here. But movement keeps him warm, keeps him alive. Stillness invites danger. Motion is survival. Born in 1957, he has lived alone for 20 years. Time changed the world around him. But his path remained the same. Village life never suited him, the forest became his home. Where others saw isolation, he found purpose. He says the village felt boring, lifeless. Here, every sound matters. Every moment feels real. Here in the forest, danger walks with him. Every footprint tells a story. Some belong to friends, others to silent threats. When summer comes, berries grow, and bears wake. The forest comes alive. Hunger returns with the warmth. He sees them often, but they never bother him. Respect keeps the balance. Fear only invites mistakes. His home stands 30 kilometers from the closest village. No roads. No help. Only distance. His only source of meat comes from simple traps. No waste. No excess. Only necessity. But the traps don't always catch anything. Patience becomes food. And hope becomes routine. So when food runs low, he walks 5 long hours to the village. Step after step. Through snow, wind, and exhaustion. A journey he can only make during warmer months. Winter closes all paths. Spring briefly opens them again. Every day, he carries wood back home, again and again. Strength here is not measured once. It is proven daily. His stove must burn day and night. When the fire lives, he lives. But sometimes, exhaustion wins. His body slows, even when the world outside never does. Rest comes in short, fragile moments. And in the morning, he wakes with frozen hair. The cold leaves its mark. A reminder of how close danger always is. When the house is warm, it's time for lunch. Warmth means safety. And safety allows a moment to eat. He eats once or twice a day, depending on what he has. There are no fixed hours here. Only availability. A modest meal, cooked with care. Nothing is rushed. Every bite matters. He never forgets his four-legged friends. Companionship here is quiet. But deeply loyal. Before sunset, he heads to the lake for water. Darkness comes fast in winter. Every task must be timed perfectly. Frozen lake water is cleaner than snow, and safer. Knowledge earned through years of survival. Mistakes here are unforgiving. This routine keeps him healthy, and alive. Repetition becomes protection. Routine becomes life. When he catches a cold, he makes tea from spruce needles. The forest provides more than shelter. It also heals. Another remedy comes from the young leaves of the aspen. Nature provides silently. Every leaf holds knowledge passed down through time. He lets them rest in warm water for hours before drinking. Patience is part of healing. Each sip strengthens both body and spirit. A natural medicine that brings him strength the next day. Every habit counts. Every moment of care ensures survival. In the coldest place on earth, he doesn't need a refrigerator. Nature itself becomes a freezer. The snow preserves what he cannot. But he must hide his food from bears. Danger lurks even in sustenance. Caution is as important as effort. When dinner comes, he makes Yakutia bread. Simple ingredients, endless care. Every loaf is a small victory. Just soda, water, and flour, nothing more. Minimalism is survival here. Complexity is a luxury the cold forbids. A quick, warm meal for long, cold nights. Comfort comes in small bites. Each mouthful fuels endurance. He doesn't cook much bread, it requires too much flour. Scarcity shapes his choices. Every resource must stretch further than usual. But on New Year's Eve, he treated himself. Even in solitude, he honors traditions. A rare celebration lights his heart. Hardship shaped his life from the beginning. Each photograph tells a story of loss. And the resilience built from it. After losing his family young, the forest became his refuge. Silence replaced voices. The trees became his companions. Yet even here, in the harshest place, he carries kindness. Even solitude cannot harden a heart. Compassion survives, even in isolation. His heart never turned cold. Small acts of care ripple through the silent forest. Life responds to kindness, even here. One day, a small gift brought warmth to his world. Even tiny gestures shine brighter than the northern lights. A reminder he is remembered. He thanked them, again and again. Gratitude becomes ritual. Appreciation bridges the loneliness. When he walks closer to his land, memories rise. Every step carries whispers of the past. The snow holds stories of those gone. He remembers his mother, her gray hair, her gentle voice. Her lessons linger in the wind. Her warmth still touches him, through memory alone. He whispers to her, believing she still listens. Words float into the cold sky, carried by the forest itself. Under the Siberian night sky, he speaks from his heart. Stars mirror his solitude. And in their silence, he finds a listener. He tells his mother, "You will find me. I am your son." The wind carries his words across the frozen forest. A bridge between memory and reality. Even after all these years, he still feels her presence. Her presence lingers like warmth on cold skin. A comfort amidst endless frost. If only he had a proper window, the cold wouldn't bite so hard. Tiny cracks let the world in. The chill is relentless, yet he endures. But the cellophane can't keep out the deep Siberian freeze. Each gust reminds him that survival demands constant vigilance. Warmth is a fragile victory. He built this house with his own hands, insulated with oakum. Every log, every fill, is proof of patience. This house is more than wood, it is resilience. Every crack he fixes adds a little more warmth to his world. The small victories stack like the logs around him. Survival is a craft, not luck. Storms here are merciless, but he has learned to endure. Nature rages, but he stands firm. Each storm teaches him patience and respect. On harsh days, the wood burns too fast. Scarcity is always looming. Preparation is never complete. But he must go out again, even in the coldest hours. Courage is not loud. It is measured in steps through biting wind. Step by step, he enters the silent forest. Silence dominates here. Yet every movement carries intention, purpose, and life. This forest has been his home, and his challenge. Every fallen branch tells a story of survival. Every step tests his endurance. Every log he cuts carries the weight of survival. Strength is measured in sweat and repetition. Each swing builds warmth and life. He carries warmth on his shoulders, every single day. Responsibility is physical here. The weight is both literal and symbolic. At last, home. A place that shelters him from wind, snow, and solitude. Home is earned, not given. The fire crackles back to life, and so does he. The flame is more than warmth. It is hope, continuity, and spirit. With warmth comes a moment of peace. Even a few minutes of comfort becomes a treasure in this frozen world. His radio, powered by batteries he built himself. Innovation is survival. Invention keeps solitude bearable. In this frozen land, ingenuity keeps loneliness away. Every wire is a connection to the world beyond snow and trees. Each spark fights isolation. Another day ends, in quiet survival. The forest is still outside. Inside, he breathes, rests, and prepares for tomorrow. Evening falls slowly in Yakutia, colder by the minute. Shadows lengthen, frost deepens. And every living thing readies for night. Sometimes he checks his traps for hares, his only source of meat. Each trap tells a story of hope and patience. Survival depends on both. But often, they're empty. Nature does not always yield. Acceptance is as vital as effort. When food runs low, he must walk 5 hours to the nearest village. The path is harsh. Yet he walks with determination, not complaint. A journey only possible in the warmer months. Timing is survival. Seasons dictate life here. Alone, but at peace with his choice. Silence becomes companionship. Solitude, a learned friend. Even the smallest light feels precious here. Tiny glimmers fight the dark. Every glow is a reminder of life. His four-legged friends know he never forgets them. Loyalty exists even in silence. Bonds are forged by care, not words. He always shares what little he has. Generosity is survival in another form. Giving brings warmth beyond the fire. The forest sleeps, and so does his fear. Night is a blanket. Peace comes not from absence of danger, but acceptance. Another day survived, another story lived. Life here is measured in endurance. Each day is a quiet triumph. In sleep, he returns to his memories of her. Dreams become a bridge to the past. In the quiet, love and memory intertwine. Outside, the storm howls. Inside, he holds on. The storm rages, relentless. But inside, life persists. A new morning comes, just like every day for 20 years. Time flows slowly in the frozen world. Yet each dawn renews hope and strength. He listens to the silence, his oldest companion. Silence here is both friend and teacher. Every sound, or lack of it, tells a story. He thanks life for what it gave, and what it took. Gratitude is quiet but deep. Even hardships carry their lessons. The wilderness is harsh, unforgiving, yet beautiful. And in this isolation, resilience and serenity coexist.